You're showing up to the gym, eating your protein, following the plan, and yet your body still looks the same. Sound familiar? Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. You could be doing everything right and still get zero results. Because the fitness industry is full of half-truths and terrible advice that looks good on Instagram but does nothing in real life. Today I'm going to break down the hidden reasons why you're not building muscle even if you think you're doing everything correctly. And once you see these, you'll finally understand what's been holding you back this entire time. Now you're probably thinking, who is this weird guy and why should I listen to him? Well, I've been lifting for over 13 years and trust me, I've wasted a lot of those years stuck in the same spot because I was following crappy information. What I'm about to share with you could have literally saved me years of frustration if I knew it sooner. Spoiler alert, the last one might hurt your ego. So let's get straight into it. Here's the first big reason why your muscles aren't growing even when you're putting in the work. Here's a tough pill to swallow. Most people in the gym aren't actually training hard enough to grow. And before you say, but Nate, I'm always drenched in sweat and exhausted, hear me out. Effort isn't the same as intensity. You could be busy in the gym without actually pushing your muscles close enough to failure to force them to grow. Think about it like this. Imagine you're trying to get a suntan. Walking past a sunny window every day won't cut it. You need enough exposure for your skin to actually adapt. Training works the exact same way. Your muscles only grow when they're forced out of their comfort zone. And doing endless sets with weights you can lift all day isn't going to trigger that adaptation. Here's where it gets sneaky. Most people think they're training to failure, but in reality, they still got 3, 4, even 5 reps left in the tank. Here's another reason why you're not building muscle, and this is the part that makes people mad. If you're not building muscle, chances are you're just not eating enough food. And I don't mean salads and protein bars, I mean actual calories. I know, you eat a ton, I've heard it a million times, but here's the thing, if your scale weight hasn't budged in months, you're not eating as much as you think you are. Most people dramatically overestimate how much they're eating. They'll have one big meal, a couple of snacks, maybe slam a protein shake, and swear they're eating like The Rock. Newsflash, The Rock eats 7 meals a day and yours don't count just because you posted them on Instagram. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Building muscle requires fuel. Your body can't construct new muscle tissue out of thin air. If you're training hard but living in a calorie deficit, all you're doing is spinning your wheels. Yeah, you might stay lean, but you won't grow. And sometimes to actually put on muscle, you've got to accept a little bit of weight gain. Not fat, not a dad bod overnight, just enough extra energy so your body can actually build something with all the work you're putting in at the gym. Now this is where people freak out because nobody wants to hear you need to eat more when the internet is screaming about cutting, fasting, and six-pack abs. But that's why so many people stay small forever. They're terrified of eating. Meanwhile, the people making the most progress, they're the ones consistently hitting their protein, tracking their calories, and not panicking if the scale creeps up a couple of pounds. So yeah, this might sting, but if you're stuck and not building muscle, stop blaming your genetics, stop blaming your workout, and look at your plate. Chances are it's just not enough food. And until you fix that, you'll keep spinning your wheels. Here's another big one. You're constantly changing your workout routine. I get it. New programs are exciting. You see a YouTuber post a killer new chest day or someone on TikTok promises a magic six-pack workout, and suddenly you're tossing out your old plan to try the new shiny thing. It feels productive because you're always doing something new, but in reality, you're sabotaging your own progress. Think of it like planting a seed. If you dig it up every week to check if it's growing, it never gets the chance to take root. That's exactly what happens when you're switching programs every 2 weeks. Your muscles never get enough consistent stress to adapt and actually grow. When I first started lifting, I was the king of program hopping. Monday, I was doing a bodybuilding split. By Wednesday, I was following a powerlifting program. And by Friday, I was trying some random Instagram influencer's workout routine. And guess what? I looked the same for years because I wasn't sticking with anything long enough for it to actually work. The truth is, your body doesn't need constant novelty. It needs progressive overload. That means repeating the same movements often enough that you can gradually add weight, reps, or sets over time. Muscle growth comes from progression, not variety for the sake of variety. Switching it up every so often is fine to keep things interesting, but if you're bouncing from program to program faster than you binge Netflix shows, you'll never see the results you want. So here's the fix. Pick a solid, proven program and stick with it for at least 8 to 12 weeks. Track your lifts, push for progression, and trust the process. You'll be amazed at how much you can grow when you stop chasing the new trendy workout and start actually giving your body time to adapt. If you're still with me, I would really appreciate it if you would like the video. It helps more than you know. Here's another brutal truth. It might not be your workouts or your diet. It might just be Netflix or TikTok or whatever keeps you scrolling through memes until 2 a.m. Because here's the thing, your muscles don't grow in the gym. They grow when you're asleep. And if you're only giving your body 4 or 5 hours of sleep, you're basically cutting off the most important part of the process. Sleep is where the magic happens. Your body releases growth hormones, repairs muscle tissue, and restores your energy. Without enough of it, you're like a phone running on 20% battery all the time. Sure, you can function, but not very well, and definitely not for long. I know how easy it is to brush this off. I used to do the same. I'd pound pre-workout at 8 p.m., hit the gym, stay up late gaming or watching Netflix, and then wonder why I felt like a zombie the next day. My lifts stalled, my recovery sucked, and I thought I needed a new workout plan. What I really needed was just more sleep. The science is clear. Adults need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep for optimal recovery and growth. That means not just time in bed, but actual restful sleep. If you're serious about building muscle, you've got to treat sleep like a part of your program, because it is. It's not optional, it's not if you have time. It's a requirement, just like lifting weights and eating protein. So if you're grinding hard in the gym but staying up late every night, don't be surprised when your gains are crawling at a snail's pace. Turn off the phone, shut down the laptop, and get some real rest. Your muscles will thank you, and you might actually feel human again. Another thing I've noticed happening over and over is a lot of people in fitness treat building muscle like it's rocket science. They're worried about the exact angle of their bench press, whether they should eat chicken or turkey post-workout, or if they're missing out because they didn't slam a protein shake within 37 seconds of re-racking their weights. Meanwhile, the basics, training hard, eating enough, sleeping, are nowhere near consistent. It's like stressing about what color curtains to buy when your house doesn't even have walls yet. I used to fall into this trap too. I'd spend hours researching supplement stacks, looking up the perfect rep ranges, or even trying to time my meals to the minute. But the truth was, I wasn't even sticking to a proper training program consistently. I wanted the hacks without doing the fundamentals. And guess what? That got me nowhere. Here's the reality. Muscle growth doesn't care if you're training fasted or fed, if your protein comes from whey or chicken, or if you're doing 8 reps versus 10. What it cares about is progressive overload, enough protein and calories to support growth and recovery. Everything else is just noise. Does it matter at the advanced levels? Sure. But if you're not even close to your potential yet, obsessing over details is like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. So here's the fix. Simplify. Stick to big compound lifts, sprinkle in accessory work, train consistently, and eat enough food, get enough sleep, and track your progress. Do that for 6 months straight and you'll look completely different. No magic hacks required. Once you nail the basics, then you can fine-tune. But until then, stop stressing about the tiny stuff and start doing the big stuff right. This one stings, but it's probably the biggest reason why people never see the muscle growth they want. They just don't stick with it long enough. Building muscle isn't a 6-week challenge, it's not a 90-day program, it's definitely not some 30-day shred. Real muscle takes months and years of consistent work. Not perfect work, not magic supplements, just consistent training, eating, and recovery. The problem is, we live in a world where everyone wants instant results. If the scale doesn't change in 2 weeks, people freak out and quit. If they don't see a 6-pack by summer, they think the program doesn't work and go looking for another quick fix. But muscle growth is sneaky. You don't notice it day after day. You notice it after months of stacking small wins on top of each other. I wasted years in the gym because I didn't understand this. I put in a couple months of work, get frustrated with the lack of instant results, and quit or change everything. Once I finally learned to just keep going, even when it felt slow, even when I doubted myself, that's when everything changed. Consistency beats intensity every single time. So if you're watching this right now, wondering why you're not building muscle, ask yourself, have you actually given it enough time? Not weeks, not months, but years. Because the truth is, most people quit before the results even have a chance to show up. Stick with it. Keep training, keep eating, keep sleeping. Don't chase perfection, just chase consistency. That's how you actually build muscle. And if you can wrap your head around that, you're already ahead of 90% of the people in the gym. If this video gave you one of those uncomfortable, oh, that's me moments, don't worry. We've all been there. I wasted years making these same mistakes, and I don't want you to do the same. So do me a favor, drop a like so this reaches more people who are stuck. hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and let me know in the comments which one of these hit you the hardest. Don't be shy, we're all guilty of at least one of these. The sooner you own it, the sooner you can fix it. And hey, your future swole self will thank you.